2 years ago in the 2020 Stanley Cup Playoffs in the bubble, I made a prediction that said that the Calgary Flames would easily beat the Dallas Stars because the Dallas Stars can't score any goals and the Calgary Flames just have what it takes. They had already beaten the Winnipeg Jets in the play-in series at that point. But going up against the Dallas team, I made my predictions video and I said, yes, Calgary is going to come out on top. That didn't happen that year. Instead, we had a Dallas Stars team that took a 3-2 series lead against a Calgary Flames team that was getting criticism all throughout their lineup. Oh, it's Bennett. Oh, it's Monahan. Oh, it's Gaudreau. These guys are not showing up, yada, yada, yada. But in Game 6 of Dallas versus Calgary, the Flames scored 3 goals in the span of like 3 minutes or something to start out that game. And it was kind of a foregone conclusion in most people's minds. Okay, Calgary has a 3-0 lead against Dallas. We know how good this team is at defense. And as a result, they're going to tie things up, send it to 7 games, and we're going to have ourselves a fun matchup to see what happens once and for all and who advances to the second round. Unfortunately, we didn't get that result because the Calgary Flames blew Game 6 of the 2020 first round when they ended up letting in 7 unanswered goals following their 3-0 lead. 1 goal in the first, 5 in the second, and then another one in the third period. It was an absolute crap show, and for Calgary Flames fans, this was not a fun one at all to witness. And then the Stars went on to the Stanley Cup Finals and they lost to Tampa. So either way, this was the beginning of the end for a lot of people's playoff brackets, mine included, because I did say that Calgary would beat Dallas. And guess what? It's now 2022. The Calgary Flames are the best team in the Pacific Division. The Dallas Stars are a wildcard team. The Dallas Stars are, in many people's minds, a one-line team with a good goalie. Calgary has, 3 40-goal scorers, 2 100-point scores? And we've just wrapped up 2 games of this series in this year's playoffs. It's 1-1 the series score, and the total amount of goals in both games combined is 3. This stat on Reddit kind of blows my mind over here. After every team has played twice, every series has a total of 12 or 13 goals scored with the exception of 2 series. The 2 series that don't have 12 or 13 goals scored are New York-Pittsburgh, they have 14 goals scored in 2 games, and Dallas-Calgary, who have 3 goals scored shared between both of them in 2 games so far. Every other series, LA, Edmonton, 13 goals, Nashville, Colorado has 12 goals, St. Louis, Minnesota, 12 goals. There are goals coming in at a high pace for all the series except for Dallas and Calgary, where the games have honestly been kind of boring. They've been really defensively oriented, and they've both been shutouts so far. I did not expect this to go down, and I don't think a lot of people outside the NHL bubbles of Calgary and Dallas expected to either. In fact, I don't even think too many Flames fans thought this series was going to go down the way it has. The Calgary Flames have been noted for their extraordinarily potent and exquisite defensive abilities. You have guys like Chris Tanev and Oliver Kylington playing as one of the best defensive shutdown pairs in the entire NHL. You have all these great defensive attributes to your team, plus the goaltending in Jacob Markstrom, that Calgary can go out there and play a defensively minded game. It's just they have the offensive firepower to go out there and respond when it comes to high-stakes scoring fests too. Lindholm, Tkachuk, Gaudreau. You know what it is. They've got a lot of guys there. And for Dallas, a lot of people, myself included, saw this series as, okay, well, it's just Roope Hintz, Joe Pavelski, and Jason Robertson that are going to be doing most of the heavy lifting over here. Seguin, Ben, Radulov, sorry, you guys are kind of washed. Defense, you guys got Heiskanen, he's a fantastic player. You have Jake Ottinger in net, who is also a good player, but he is not as experienced as a Jacob Markstrom is. I give the edge to Calgary. But guess what? This series so far, only 3 goals. You want to go over just the statistics of how everything breaks down. Elias Lindholm has the only Calgary Flames goal in the whole series in the 1-0 win on Tuesday. The only other 2 goals scored, okay, you have yourselves Joe Pavelski, who tipped in an absolutely beautiful pass from Jason Robertson. It's an absolute floater towards the goal that Pavelski chips up and over the shoulder of the goaltender there. So amazing play. That is the only goal to beat a Calgary Flames goaltender, as Michael Raffl's 2-0 goal was an empty net. But now you have statistics that start looking like this too. Matthew Tkachuk in 17 career playoff games has a grand total of 4 even strength points. And when you talk about the shots, hey, that didn't look good either. The Flames did not have a shot on goal at 5-on-5 in the first period from last night's game. They had 3 at 4v4, 2 in the power play, and 1 shorthanded. The 5v5 goal production has not been great. And I think there are a lot of people that will go out there and say, okay, well, power plays exist for a reason. You have to learn how to do special teams, but you also got to learn how to play 5v5. That's the regular way the game is played. And when nobody is going out there and playing a style that allows goals to be scored, you get this tight, checking, boring style that a lot of people go out there and criticize. And you know what, Dallas? I'm going to go out there and say you guys are kind of smart for playing things out the way you have. Rick Bowness is teaching this team to play pretty much in the way that a lot of people were expecting Daryl Sutter to coach the Flames, because Rick Bowness, the Stars, they kind of know that Calgary is all that, right? They have to know that Calgary is so stacked offensively. They've got good defense, they've got good goaltending, they're all around. They're so good in every aspect of the game that you have to contain them somehow, and if a shutdown trap game like the way Rick Bowness is chalking it up on the drawing board is how you get it done, then so be it. They're going out there with a 1-1 series tie, and they have home ice advantage in the best 3 out of 5 series that's remaining to be played. And so all of a sudden I kind of fear for myself and my bracket because I had the Flames winning the gosh darn cup, for crying out loud. Dallas was a team that I looked at and I said, hey, Vancouver beat Dallas each time. This season, the Canucks, I believe they were undefeated against the Stars, and they had some pretty convincing wins thrown in there too. Sure, some of them were not too convincing. They just kind of hung on by the hairs of their chinny chin off of the kick scorpion saves made by Thatcher Demko. But other than that, Dallas was not an immortal team to me. Now, I know you could say, oh, Vancouver beat Calgary as well, 7-1, but that was an anomaly game. You're never going to see that game happen again under the circumstances of where the Canucks were in the standings versus Calgary, etc., etc. But to me, Calgary just had this in the bag. I didn't really expect Rick Bowness and the Stars to come all defensive mode on you, but they did. And as a result, you have 2 straight shutout games, 1-0 game 1, 2-0 game 2. It has not been the funnest series to watch from an on-ice, game played point of view. I guess there are some fights in there, so you could get entertained by that, but this is not fun hockey for people that like to watch creative plays and shooting and scoring and whatnot. This is not fun hockey for people who like to look at the stats, because everybody's talking about, oh, Matthew Tkachuk, he's not scoring, but hey, at least he's going out there being physical, so there's an added element to his game that guys like Gaudreau and all these other players don't have, so I guess you could say Tkachuk provides some value. Oh, why does Tkachuk not get the same criticism as Mitch Marner? Because they both produce the same in the playoffs. Oh, it's because Mitch Marner is making $4 million more. For Johnny Gaudreau, there's the entire thing that pops up every time the Calgary Flames make the postseason. Oh, he doesn't show up, he doesn't score. The guy has an assist, but that's about it. Is that his fault that the team has only scored 1 goal in the entire series so far? Then you also have the, oh, but he's playing all right. Look at how he played in this game versus game 1. They're giving him a little bit more space. They're doing this, they're doing that. It's a long series, so we're going to have to just sit back, relax, and maybe just turn something else on in the background just so we can pass the games quicker. Because, yeah, aside from a few odd man rushes that were traded back and forth at 4-on-4, Dallas-Calgary has not been a fun series. Not just for the on-ice gameplay, but for my bracket, too. Man, Calgary, you guys got to go out there and start winning. Come on, prove my bracket right, please. Dallas Stars fans, though, let me know in the comments all your thoughts about what I had to say about your series. I'm really surprised that it's gone down this way. I didn't think you guys would play this way, but it's been working, so there you go. You can't lose a game 1-0 and say that you did all too much wrong. Like, at least there hasn't been a blowout here or there. Ottinger's been good, Markstrom has been good. It's been good defense all around, and that's kind of the worst part about it. So let me know in the comments all your thoughts about that, Stars fans. Calgary Flames fans, how confident are you you're going to actually win? I saw a lot of people praising me for my predictions. I saw the video we made actually get posted to the Calgary Flames subreddit, and there were a lot of guys in the comments saying, oh, I don't like the guy's voice, whatever. That's kind of subjective, but still, I have been standing by the idea that Calgary's going to win the cup, and I don't really know if I should be too confident in that anymore. Are you? If you are, then let me know in the comments all your thoughts, but I hope you enjoyed this video, and bye.